Have you ever felt responsible for someone's life? Like, you see them making the same mistakes over and over again, and you tell them they are self sabotaging? You explain things patiently. You worry about them. You support them. And then they ignore you, ignore everything that you just said, and then come back to you frustrated. And you end up feeling guilty and you start thinking, maybe I didn't explain it properly. Maybe I should have tried harder. Maybe I should have said something different. But recently, I realized something. Like, as a friend, sister, girlfriend, wife, classmate, or whatever role you have in someone's life, your responsibility is to tell them the truth with love, to support them, to warn them when they are hurting themselves. But it is not your responsibility to make their decisions for them. And I start wondering, why do some people ask for advice if they don't listen? Well, sometimes they're not actually asking for solutions. Sometimes they just want emotional support. When your friend calls you crying over the same guy for the 10th time and you say, girl, he's not treating you right. And she says, I know, I should leave him. I just don't know how. And at that moment, she doesn't need another PowerPoint presentation on why he's bad for her. She needs someone to understand how difficult it feels. And sometimes people don't change because change is scary. Maybe your friend complains about their toxic workplace every day, and you tell them, why don't you just switch jobs? And they agree with everything you're saying, but then they start thinking, what if I don't find another job? What if the new place is actually worse? What if I fail? Sometimes familiar pains feel safer than uncertainty. And then there are people who are secretly hoping for a different answer. They'll literally ask 5 friends, 3 cousins, and half the internet, not because they don't know the answer, but because they're hoping somebody will say, no, 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 stay with him, it will work out. Or, no, don't worry, you don't need to study, you'll somehow pass. They are not looking for advice. They are looking for permission. And honestly, some lessons people have to learn for themselves. Like, you can tell someone a stove is hot for 100 times, thousands of times, but some people need to touch it once to actually understand. You can show them the door, but you can't walk through it for them. People change when they are ready, not when you're exhausted from worrying about them. And then there's the hardest one to accept. Sometimes vending becomes a cycle. Every week, it's the same complaint, the same person, the same situation, the same tears, the same frustration. Nothing changes. And after months, you realize you're carrying stress for a problem that isn't even yours. You're losing sleep over choices you didn't even make. And that is when you have to remember that you are responsible for being honest. You are responsible for being supportive, but you are not responsible for making decisions for other people. Because at the end of the day, their life is their responsibility. And your is your responsibility. So that is it for today's video. And if you like this video, then like, share, and subscribe my channel. And we'll meet next time. Bye bye.